What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the role of the South African National Defense Force in downtimes when there is no war, when there's no war games, when there's no exercises and drills. What do they do throughout the year if there is no active combat zones? Let me know what you think in this comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holler. People, have you ever wondered what soldiers do when there is no war, no conflict, and or no invasion or no peacekeeping missions? What does the military do throughout the year when there is nothing going on the battlefield? That's the question I'm asking today because South Africa is a war zone. The police are overwhelmed, under resourced, and highly underpaid. Worst of all, the police are exhausted. So, knowing that the police are exhausted, under resourced, overwhelmed, and underfunded, and underpaid, wouldn't the next logical step be to rope in the army to help with the crime levels? See, we all know that the presence of military personnel on a country's streets, in city streets, sends a negative message to the world that the police are incapable of handling the crime situation. That is true. So, South Africa does not want to send that image to the world. South Africa would rather carry the label as Africa's most dangerous country to live in. They would rather live with that label than to be tagged as a country whose police force is inadequate. Now, if you were the president, if you were the ruling party, would you rather watch your country spiral into anarchy because you want to maintain a certain image, or wait, while your people are dying in record numbers? People, bear this in mind, right? Last year, 2024, 26,000 people died in South Africa. 26,000 murders. That's right, murders. Take the stats of other African countries, and I promise you, it's shocking. Now, there are certain countries where the law enforcement, the police, and other municipal police services are so effective that most of the people in those countries die of natural causes. Most of the people in those countries don't carry firearms because the law states that they cannot do that. All right. Okay. So when you come from a country where murder is like a taboo subject, it's like murder happens at the hands of the police, not at the hands of another citizen. Wouldn't you be shocked that there's a country that exists where murder is like a national sport? I mean, 26,000 is a lot of people. And I'm saying that 26,000 is like a conference. It's like a stadium full of people in some countries. Some stadiums hold 30,000 people. Some stadiums hold 25,000 people. And guess what? South Africa, we just killed 26,000 people last year. That's a stadium full of people in other countries. And guess what? We did that last year alone. And I'm guaranteeing you now that this year we are going to surpass the 26,000. Now, my thing is this: crime is out of control in South Africa. And I totally understand the notion that the army is not designed for crime prevention. They are for tactical responses, for war, for this and for that. People, anybody can be trained to do anything. It's not like the army wears blinkers or blinders that they only do one thing. Those people are human beings. They will be trained to be a supportive unit for the police, even if it means they do not don the soldier's uniform. You will give them the police uniforms to wear during the off season because there's no wars going on. The police are overwhelmed. They need help. They don't need assistance. Assistance seems like a small number. They need help. Now, I know it's unethical. I know it's beyond norms. It's beyond constitution. I know there's legislation that must go with all this, or what I'm talking about. I know. But desperate situations call for desperate measures. And right now, South Africa is in a desperate position. And it certainly needs desperate answers. Now, the soldiers were deployed on the Cape Flats not so long ago. Did it help anything? Yeah, maybe. But because it was costing the military, I don't know, 100,000, something like that, a day or something to that effect. So they had to be pulled out after like, what, I don't know, 3 to 6 months or something to that effect. My my problem or my concern is you worried that the military, it's costing them like 100,000 rand a day to deploy soldiers on the Cape Flats when since since 1994, is it? Since 1994? Since the ANC government took over, 1 trillion rand is unaccounted for. And you are worrying about 100,000 rand a day. 100,000 rand a day. You are worrying about 100,000 rand a day. And so, since you're worried about 100,000 rand a day, tag, what is your solution? You don't have a solution. Okay. So what is it that the military does the whole day, the whole year when there's no wars, when they're not doing any military exercises with other countries? What are they doing? The answer? Absolutely nothing. That's it. They'll be at the bases cleaning this, cleaning that, doing their morning routines, exercising, doing this, doing that. And the results of the exercises, we don't see it because they're overweight. Most of the soldiers are overweight. Have you ever seen a fit soldier or have you seen a battalion of fit soldiers? No. The military is underweight because the military is inactive. The military is going around cleaning the bases, cleaning around the bases. They're doing absolutely anything and nothing that was nothing to help the country. They're not even defending the country. There's no borders. So the soldiers that are supposed to be defending borders, what are they doing? A documentary on Carte Blanche showed Zimbabwean runners taking fridges, taking washing machines, taking, I don't know, whatever things across the borders, through the bush and over, bribing soldiers to take the stuff across the borders. What are the soldiers doing if there's no war and there's no war games with other countries, no military? What are the soldiers doing? What's their responsibilities if there's no wars and no peacekeeping missions? Why are they sitting around doing nothing? Okay, here's another thing. Did you know that poaching of rhinos is at an all-time high? See, the Kruger National Park is as big as the size of Palestine, apparently. The poachers are coming from the surrounding townships, right? They're being paid by organized crime people, the money, and they've got guns to give these poor, hungry poachers who are desperate for cash, right? Kruger National Park, last time I checked, it recruits or it employs 400 game rangers who have got 400 rangers who must protect an area the size of Palestine, the entire Palestine. Some would call it Israel, but it's actually Palestine. It's not Israel. Israel is an occupying force, an illegal colonizing occupying force, which is illegally occupying Palestine. So before Israel was even formed, it was called British Palestine. So it is Palestine. See, I'm going off topic again as usual. So anyway, why is poaching such a problem in the Kruger National Park if we have an entire army that is sitting around doing absolutely nothing? Why are we de-warning rhinos when we have an army that is sitting around doing absolutely nothing? You see, my problem is not the soldiers themselves. My problem is with the ruling party that seems to use state organs when it suits them and then chooses not to use state organs when it's absolutely necessary to do so. Now, there was a private company that was employed in the Kruger National Park to help to defend the rhinos as a countermeasure, as a backup source, or as a what can I say, an additional force to the Rangers. And these people were quite effective. Not enough, but quite effective as well, right? Poaching is still a major concern in the Kruger National Park. Now, if we know that we have an entire battalion of 90,000 soldiers, right? Could they not surround the national park and protect the animals since they sit around and do absolutely nothing? I mean, you cannot tell me soldiers cleaning up neighborhoods, going and fixing bridges, going and fixing that has got anything to do with military or any of the training and anything of whatever they've been employed for. Soldiers need to be out there defending and attacking. They're not supposed to be out there building and restricting and picking up papers and doing so. That's an extracurricular activity. If the soldiers are not on the streets, like they said, they cannot be seen on the streets because it sends a negative message to potential investors. Why can't the soldiers be deployed, all of them, in the Kruger National Park to combat poaching? You see, this is my theory. It's not even a theory. I mean, it's been well documented, right? That the poachers have money, they have connections, and they're well connected to political figures. That's a well documented thing. So they're not going to use the army because they too are getting kickbacks from the sale of rhino ones. And that's the reason why. So here's my thing. Since the once feared SANDF, right? In the apartheid days, poaching was like as a no-no because there was borders, there was protection. The army was effective. They worked overtime. In fact, that army was global. It was it was world renowned. It was well known. It was a force to be reckoned with. Then came 1994. Then rolled in these clowns from the bush. Then rolled in these idiots that then took office. Then rolled in these. You know, sometimes I just think to myself, uh, why do we even bother? Why do we bother fighting for independence? Why do we take over countries? Why do we mess up good things? Why do we just mess up? Why? Why? I mean, can you believe at some point, if I'm not mistaken, I think South Africa had something like South Africa had the highest rhino population at something like I think 50,000 or 45,000 rhinos at the peak. Now it's down to like 9,000 rhinos. And most of them are like in private game reserves and most of them are de-warned. Who wants to come and see a de-warned rhino? All because now the government has removed all protective measures besides 400 game rangers that are supposed to guard a national park the size of Palestine. Who in their right mind, who signed off on that? I mean, do these animals not mean anything to this government? I mean, do people's lives mean anything to this government? Okay, so you're not protecting the citizens from criminals simply because you're afraid how your image will look on the global stage. So you're not going to deploy the army. You'd rather use an ineffective police force that's overwhelmed. So therefore, you don't care about the citizens. Two, you're not going to deploy the army even in the Kruger National Park to keep them active in combat zones where they can use firearms and actually kill people. That's what armies are there for, to kill. So we have an army that's not even killing anything, not killing anybody. So what is the army there for if they're not killing anything, if they're not killing anybody? We are being killed. And the army can't even defend us, but we are being killed. And you just sitting by and stealing our tax money. I don't know why I'm venting because the people that I'm actually venting at don't even care, and they're getting R1 million a year. They are living in government houses. They're doing all these things. People, let me know what you think about this topic. Was I on the money, or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share. Yeah, man, it's just so sad. It's sad. I'm trying to think. Yeah, man, I just have no more words. I'm just blank, out of words.